Well, good evening. It's martini time again. How quickly the days go by and how quickly we get to 5 o'clock. And I'm really pumped up and ready to go here today because I was just watching Midsummer Mysteries. I think that's the name of it. It's a British series that ran for 10 years. And so we watch it in the afternoon. And it's always about, it's in a little English generic town, and there's always a murder, and the detective Barnaby follows the clues and connects them up, you know. And then at the end, he has an epiphany. He might be eating a sandwich, or somebody says something, or his wife says something, and he goes, oh, and he goes running out the door because he knows who did it. You see, Zen. Aha! I figured out the Zen cone. Okay, and tonight, so it was tonight's show was about a devil cult, and there was a murder, and the guy the cult leader, realized that it. Oh! And it was Halloween. See, so Barnaby the detective was had to dress up in a Halloween suit for a Halloween party that his wife's putting on, and the murder was solved, and he said, well, at least kids just pretend to believe in the devil, but this cult leader, you see, he believed in the devil, but then after he realized that it was all the murder and all that mystery and everything, he threw his cult robe in the fire and gave up his belief in the devil. So I had an epiphany. So anyway, so what happened yesterday was with the GOP and the collapse of their signature, their center. The GOP's center collapsed because for the last 10 years, 8 years, ever since Obama came on the scene, the center was to get rid of Obamacare. And Obamacare was associated with the devil, with evil, bad bill. And of course, the whole time Obama was the presidency, the memes flowed of Obama and the devil. Obama's the devil. Obama's the devil. He's evil. He's evil. He's evil. He's taken over the world. And every evil, every mayhem, every mishap, everything that went wrong, blame it on Obama. Obama did it. Even today, Obama's blamed for the fall of the Obamacare. But the point is that the mythic mind of the Republican Party created a mythic devil. And then, because they couldn't get rid of Obama, they made Obamacare the Devil's Brew. So this is not a health care system. This is a Devil's Brew. And as the Christian saviors, we're going to get rid of the devil. So all of this secular and religious mythology just kind of brewed up there like my martini. You're mixing the gin and the vermouth together, you see. So you mix secular, rational society together with religious mythology, religious symbolism, religious yearnings, and you put them together, and you got a martini. You can't take them apart. Once you put the gin and the vermouth together, you can't separate it. So once you mix religion and politics together, you can't separate it. And what you do is you create mythology, secular mythology. You create secular religion, you see. So you get to have your cake and eat it too. The big problem with the modern mind is that the value of religion, the meaning of religion, has been lost in the empirical, liberal, rational world. So we're living in a liberal, rational, empirical, logical civilization that's built all this stuff, this technology right here, you see. So where is God in here? You say, well, we can't find, you don't need God to make this thing work. But then the religious heart yearns for God. The religious heart yearns for meaning, because science and liberalism can tell you how to do something, but they can't tell you why. They can't give you any purpose in it, So the need for religion, because it was excommunicated during the Enlightenment. Now let's listen to this. So in the Middle Ages, religion and the world was mixed together like a martini under one dome. So the Enlightenment came in with scientific method, empirical science, rational logic. And it cut the science away from religion and made with the scientific method. And then through and at the beginning, religious mysticism, religious knowledge, religious value, and science were separate. But science became so successful. Science made stuff. Science created a world full of exciting adventures, and it changed the world. So the scientific view became dominant. This is the objective, rational view of the world, and we call it liberal, secular, humanism, rational, scientific society. So the religious mind got thrown out with the bathwater. There was no place for it. So they felt like the victim. They felt like they were excluded. They felt like they had lost their value. They had lost God. They had lost the heart, you see. So what happened with the Civil Rights Movement, when the Democratic South left because of civil rights and the Republican Party scooped them up, they scooped up the religious heart too. And so there was a marriage of religion and the Republican Party, so it became God's party. It became the moral party, the moral majority. So there was a mixture here of the secular empirical world with religious symbolism and religious yearnings, okay? So then when Obama came along, I may be talking softly here, when Obama came along, it triggered something. And what it triggered was before Obama, Reagan already laid the groundwork when he said, if the government comes to say it's going to fix something, slam the door. Or something to that. The worst thing to happen is if the government comes to say it's going to help you. So the government became the enemy, and the enemy, you see, becomes evil. So the government somehow became evil, of the devil. And so the Republican Party then began to base its center on being not the government. We're going to deconstruct the government. We're going to take it down. We're going to give you your freedom back, you see. And then Obama came along, so that kind of like hooked the racial prejudice up with that, and you had a powerful cocktail there. Now you had Obama and government put together, you see. So now you had a powerful, toxic drink where the government and black people were going to take away your freedom, you see. And so then when when the Democrats passed Obamacare, Obamacare is the Devil's Brew. So now the single goal of the Republican Party, since Obama was elected and all the way through Trump, and Trump ran on it too, from birtherism to Obamacare, we're going to get rid of the devil. We're going to restore a Christian America and get rid of the devil. Because we believe in the devil and we can get rid of him. And it's going to be easy as that. You just elect us and we're going to get rid of the devil. Hot damn, we're going to get rid of the devil. So we elected them. The whole show. They got the Congress, they got the Senate, and they got the presidency. and now we're going to get rid of the devil. And hot damn, hot damn, they couldn't do it. Why? Because the people didn't see ACA, the healthcare, as the devil. They liked it. It needs work, but it's just a healthcare system. It's just this. It's just a healthcare system. It's not the devil. And so this was a huge psychological collapse of a mythology that has held the Republican Party together and made it strong and unified and monolithic in the past decade. And longer than that. I mean, it goes back to Reagan and the government. It's just when Obama came along that you had this stronger martini made here. He had more gin. See, so we've been drunk on this. Seriously. We've been drunk on getting rid of the devil. And Trump was elected to get rid of the devil, to restore America to its purity, to get rid of the corruption, to get rid of the impurities. And then he could name all the impurities we're going to get rid of, you see. And we're going to shrink government, which he's doing now. We're going to give your freedom back by taking it away from the taking power away from the government. You know, so make the government and put it in a concentration camp and starve it to death, and give all the freedom, give all the power to the corporations, the free market. You see. Anyway, but the whole thing with Obamacare was that this was the banner, this was the mythological center, being the government, the GOP, bless its heart, only identified itself by being not Obama. Ask them. With the whole thing, they didn't come up with anything except being not Obama. That's all they had to do. I'm not Obama. Elect me because I'm not Obama. So they got elected, and they couldn't come up with anything they couldn't come up with a healthcare system based in the market system, because the healthcare system based in the market economy won't provide healthcare. It becomes a commodity, you see. All the other nations have healthcare systems that are cheaper and universal, but they're not based in the free market system run by insurance companies. So the GOP couldn't come up with anything. They could not make an impossible thing. And so the whole, the shock of it is more psychological rather than we just couldn't come up with a program, a system. It was a blow, it was a hammer blow to the mythology that held the GOP together, which was repeal Obamacare. You don't have to worry about replacing it. They just said repeal it. Get rid of the devil. That'll take care of itself. Just get rid of the devil, you'll be fine. Get rid of the government, you'll be great. You don't have to do anything, just get rid of the devil. This philosophy has brought them to a huge awakening. A huge awakening, you see. This is like coming out of a psychosis. This is like coming out of an insanity. This is like coming out of a cult where you've been held by some cult leader into believing all of this devil worship and everything, and suddenly it all falls apart. You're vulnerable. You're exposed. All your shield, all of your meaning, all of your purpose, all of your reason for existence, all of your power is gone. Now, who am I now, you see? So we'll see what happens. This is a good thing. Hopefully it'll wake the GOP up, and all they really have to do is just fix the healthcare system. It's not Obamacare. It's just it's just this. This is Zen Buddhism. It's just this. It's not some great mythic evil brew. It's just a system. And you can fix a system, but you can't fix it if it's the devil. You see the trap they created? They created a double bind. They created a sting. A sting is when you you get caught in a trap that you created with your own hubris. A sting is a trap that you create and get caught in from your own strength. Your strength becomes your weakness in a sting. So the GOP's strength became its weakness, and it got caught in its own trap. Snap! And it came down, and now we're going to see it's a new world. We're going to see what happens, you see. They can either double down on that, or they can actually, and just the worst thing would be happen would be to start to make Obamacare fail by withdrawing funds, and that would be totally crass. That would be destroying people's health care just out of spite without giving them anything in replacement. So if the GOP does that, which Trump suggested do it, just let it explode, just let it implode, and let the Democrats, they own it now, let it explode and let everybody go without health care, and the Democrats will take the blame because they're evil. You see, that's another trap. That's a death trap. Okay, so anyway, so this was really interesting for me because I was a Barnaby in the Little Midsummer's Mysteries, having a little epiphany when he said, children don't believe in Halloween, children don't believe in the devil, but adults do. And that just went pow, you know. So anyway, that's it for tonight. I hope we can. I hope you can see the this in a wide-angle lens, and historically, to see the mythological womb that we get caught in, and we think we're seeing the real world, but we're just watching our own movie on a screen that surrounds us, like we're in a 360-degree panoramic movie, and we're watching reality on the screen, but it's being projected out of us. We're watching our own mind projection, and we believe it's real. We believe it's the reality, you see. And whenever that happens, at some point, either the projector fails, or we realize that we're watching a movie, or we go outside and see the real world and realize that we've been in a movie theater. So that moment is kind of like now. We've been in a political movie theater for 10 years. A political movie that's been hounded and talking points and people buying into it. And if anybody says it's a movie, well then of course, well then you're the movie. You see? So if you tell somebody they're living in a movie, they're going to say, you're the movie. I'm in reality. You're the one that's not real. You see, if you tell Trump he's got alternate facts, he'll say, no, that's the true facts. Your facts are alternate. So we've got a president who is waking up from his own movie. Will he? We hope that he wakes up from his own movie and gets back and gets down out of his tower and puts his feet on the ground. So anyway, thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at Zen Live. Yeah,